$1,800 a month. That's what a retired nurse in America now pays just to keep a roof over her head. Before medicine, before groceries, before anything else. Over a decade, that bleeds out to $216,000. Now, Elon Musk has effectively confirmed what analysts believe is a fully livable, solar-powered CyberCamper built on the Tesla Semi platform, with a projected price of just $12,990. Not a monthly payment. The entire vehicle. But whether this is a real escape from the housing crisis depends on numbers most people haven't seen yet. For millions of Americans on a fixed income, retirement is supposed to be a reward for decades of hard work. Instead, each month brings another round of impossible choices. The median rent for seniors has climbed to $1,800 a month nationwide. That figure does not include the creeping add-ons, homeowners association fees, property taxes, insurance hikes, that can push monthly housing costs just even higher. For a retired nurse living on Social Security and a modest pension, the numbers rarely add up. The check that covers her rent leaves almost nothing for medicine, let alone fresh food or emergencies. When the pharmacy calls about a refill, the question is not whether she needs her heart medication, it is whether she can afford it after the landlord's latest increase. This is not a rare story. More than 6 out of 10 seniors who rent are now spending over 30% of their income just to keep a roof overhead. Every year, the rent rises. The cost of groceries, utilities, and basic care follows. Each month, the margin for error shrinks. A single unexpected bill, a broken water heater, a surprise copay, can mean skipping meals or stretching prescriptions. The math is relentless. Over 10 years, that $1,800 a month in rent drains $216,000 from savings and fixed income. There is no equity, no asset to pass on. Just a cycle of paying more for less, as housing costs outpace cost of living adjustments and retirement benefits. For many, the idea of a livable, affordable alternative is not just appealing, it is a matter of survival. The pressure is mounting, and the old answers no longer fit the reality. Something has to give. When a new solution is teased, even one that sounds too good to be true, people pay attention. Not out of hope, but out of necessity. Elon Musk walked on stage at Tesla's 2025 shareholder meeting, the room packed with investors and analysts waiting for a hint of what might come next. 12 minutes and 45 seconds into the live stream, Musk paused, looked out across the audience, and dropped a single line that would ripple through the electric vehicle world. I feel confident in saying it will be the most exciting product unveil ever. And I hope that, whether it goes well or does not go well. That was it. No name, no specs, no price. Just a superlative, delivered during his prepared remarks, before any questions started flying. Within minutes, the quote was everywhere. AOL's Live blog posted it with a timestamp, noting that Musk's words came in the opening segment. Business Insider and Yahoo Finance echoed the same phrase in their recaps, each confirming the exact language and the moment it landed. The official transcript, posted by What's Up Tesla, matched the audio, down to Musk's hesitant pause. No one at the meeting heard the words camper, motorhome, or tiny house. The slide deck showed a vague outline and a headline about an exciting product unveil, but offered nothing concrete. Yet that single sentence was enough to set off a wave of speculation. With the media amplifying Musk's remark, analysts and fans alike started connecting dots, searching for clues in every public filing and supply chain whisper. The ambiguity left a vacuum, one that would soon be filled by rumors, price estimates, and bold predictions. The only thing on record was Musk's own voice, promising something bigger than any reveal before. That silence, what he did not say, became as loud as the words themselves, opening the door for a new round of theories about what Tesla might actually be building. And for whom. Speculation didn't just fill the vacuum left by Musk's carefully chosen words. It took off at full speed. Within hours of the shareholder meeting, analyst notes and forum threads began dissecting every hint. looking for a plausible foundation beneath the hype. Analysts combed public sources and conversations, trying to connect the dots. The strongest theory pointed straight to the Tesla Semi-platform, not because of a leaked slide or a stray comment, but because of Tesla's own history. When the Model Y hit the market, insiders confirmed it shared about 70% of its parts with the Model 3. The logic was simple: reuse of the chassis, battery modules, and drive units slashed research and development costs, letting Tesla move faster and price more aggressively. Industry analysts seized on that pattern. They combed through supply chain data, patent filings, and engineering interviews, looking for signs that a similar approach could turn the Semi into a livable vehicle. One former Tesla engineer, speaking off the record, estimated that as much as 70% of the Semi's frame, suspension, and drivetrain could remain unchanged in a camper conversion. The rest, plumbing, insulating, interior fixtures, would be new, but the heavy lifting was already done. This wasn't just a wild guess. It was a calculated bet based on how Tesla had launched every major product since the Model S. If the company could avoid starting from scratch, it could bring a fully electric, self-sufficient motorhome to market with a fraction of the usual upfront investment. The analyst community didn't stop there. They compared the Semi's dimensions, roughly 20 feet long, 8.5 feet wide, and 13 feet tall, to those of a typical Class A motorhome, which often runs from 20 to 28 feet in length. The numbers lined up closely enough to support the theory. A repurposed Semi could offer real living space, not just a cramped sleeper cab. The debate moved quickly from whether Tesla could do it, to how soon, and at what price. That's where the $12,990 figure started to circulate, not from Tesla, but from supply chain leaks and cost breakdowns shared by analysts and former employees. No one had seen an official announcement, but the logic was hard to ignore. Platform reuse could make a radical price possible. The question was whether the engineering reality would match the rumor mill's optimism. The Tesla Semi skeleton is not just a truck frame, it is a foundation built for transformation. Underneath the glossy renderings and social media buzz, the numbers tell a story of real, usable space. The 2026 Semi-platform measures 23 feet long and 8.5 feet wide, with a cabin height just over 10 feet. That footprint yields about 170 square feet of flat floor area, enough to rival the main living space in a studio apartment, and a direct match for the smallest Class A motorhomes on the market. Where traditional recreational vehicles rely on heavy steel ladder frames, the Semi's aerospace-grade space frame cuts dead weight while boosting structural strength. This is not just about going electric, it is about maximizing every inch and every pound. The integrated battery packs double as structural side rails, supporting not only the drivetrain, but also the mounting points for interior walls, cabinetry, and fixtures. Hardpoints are already engineered into the frame, designed to take the stress of highway hauling, meaning they can also anchor heavy built-ins like a bathroom pod or kitchen block without the flex or sag that plagues so many do-it-yourself conversions. Compared to a classic diesel Class A, which can stretch up to 45 feet and offer over 350 square feet of living space, the Semi-based camper is compact but not cramped. The 7-foot ceiling height creates standing room for adults, and the rectangular floor plan makes it possible to fit a queen bed, a galley kitchen, and a wet bath, though every inch must be planned. The aluminum chassis keeps the curb weight around 23,000 pounds before conversion, leaving a margin for water tanks, insulation, and appliances without breaching the 30,000-pound ceiling that most campgrounds set for access. The engineering audit shows that nearly 70% of the Semi structure can be retained, meaning less custom fabrication and more off-the-shelf reliability. Attachment points for solar, HVAC, and even Starlink hardware are already present in the main frame. The result is a platform that is not just plausible for habitation, it is practically inviting it. But the real test will come once energy systems and daily living demands are layered on top of this raw volume. The question isn't whether you can live in it, but whether you would want to. That answer hinges on what powers the space and how far those systems can stretch. Energy? Autonomy defines the CyberCamper. Beneath the floor, a high-capacity battery pack, originally engineered for the Tesla Semi, delivers an estimated 300 miles of driving range on a single charge. Once parked, that same battery quietly powers lights, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, refrigeration, and appliances for up to 3 days, all without a generator or external hookup. The heart of this system is a 48-volt electrical architecture, a leap from the 12-volt standard found in most RVs. By moving to 48 volts, Tesla halves power loss, allowing for slimmer wiring and more efficient operation of high-demand devices like induction cooktops and mini-split air conditioners. Less energy is wasted as heat, and the result is a quieter, cooler living space. Solar coverage runs edge to edge. In peak sunlight, the roof array modeled after Tesla's commercial tiles generates between 1.2 and 1.6 kilowatts, enough to replenish a typical day's energy use in about 4 to 6 hours. For those seeking true independence, this means several days off-grid, even in remote locations. In less sunny regions, full recharge may take 3 to 4 days, but the system is built to keep essentials running regardless of weather or grid outages. The battery's modular design allows for partial recharging and prioritizing critical loads, so climate control or water heating can take precedence when needed. Connectivity is integral. Starlink hardware, flush mounted on the roof, provides satellite broadband at 5 to 10 megabits per second almost anywhere in the continental United States. This is not just convenience. It is a lifeline for telehealth, family calls, or emergencies far from cell towers. The Starlink subscription is built into the projected cost of ownership, eliminating the need for unreliable campground Wi-Fi or patchy hotspots. Over-the-air software updates ensure the CyberCamper systems evolve, drawing on Tesla's experience with the Model 3 and Semi. Regular firmware updates improve efficiency, add features, and address vulnerabilities, with no service appointments required. These systems enable a lifestyle with a predictable energy budget wherever the road leads, setting the stage for a new kind of financial freedom. Tesla's playbook for slashing vehicle costs has always centered on one principle: reuse what works. When the Model Y launched, it was not a clean sheet design. Instead, about 70% of its parts were shared with the Model 3, everything from battery modules and drive units to the core electronics. That strategy did not just speed up production, it cut research and development spending, reduced supplier contracts, and let Tesla use the same assembly lines with only minor retooling. The result was a crossover that hit the market with a price tag and profit margin that legacy automakers struggled to match. Now, analysts are applying that same logic to the rumored CyberCamper. The Semi platform is not just a starting point for a new vehicle. It is a shortcut through the most expensive phase of automotive development. By retaining the Semi's aluminum space frame, battery modules, suspension, and drive system, Tesla avoids the need for ground-up engineering. Suppliers do not need to quote new parts. Factories do not need to be rebuilt. The only new components are those that make the vehicle livable: insulation, plumbing, cabinetry, and fixtures. These are off-the-shelf solutions, not bespoke automotive marvels. Industry teardown reports have shown that every percentage point of parts commonality translates into real savings. For Tesla, reusing 70% of the Semi's hardware means slashing both research and development and tooling costs by up to 2/3 compared to a conventional RV project. The Model 3 to Model Y transition saw similar numbers: a 30% reduction in capital expenditure per unit, and a production ramp that took months, not years. With the Semi already engineered for high-volume output and heavy-duty reliability, the cost of adapting it for habitation drops even further. Assembly line retooling is another lever. Instead of building a new plant, Tesla can adapt existing facilities to handle the camper conversion, using robotics and processes already tuned for the Semi. That is not just a win for efficiency, it is a hedge against supply chain shocks and inflation. The financial math starts to look very different when the biggest costs have already been paid down by previous models. What is left is the variable cost of new interior modules and the incremental labor to install them. In the end, the same cost-cutting DNA that made the Model Y a breakout hit is what gives the CyberCamper its shot at affordability. The next question is whether those savings can actually translate into a purchase price that undercuts traditional housing, and what that means for people desperate for a way out. The numbers on paper look almost impossible to ignore. A retiree paying $1,800 each month for rent hands over $216,000 across a decade, money that vanishes with every check, leaving nothing behind but the threat of the next increase. Compare that to the rumored $12,990 purchase price for a CyberCamper, a figure circulating among industry analysts and former Tesla engineers, though never formally confirmed by the company. Even if that price only covers the base model, the math is stark. Financing the camper at 4% over 5 years would mean monthly payments of about $236. Add in campground fees, averaging $30 to $45 a night, and for those who split time between free boondocking and paid sites, the real-world monthly average lands between $500 and $900. Insurance and basic maintenance push the total, but the entire package still sits well below the national rent average. Over 10 years, a CyberCamper owner could spend between $86,000 and $108,000, including all recurring costs, while still holding a tangible asset with resale value. The difference is not just a few dollars. It is a shot at financial breathing room in a world where every penny counts. For those squeezed by fixed incomes, the promise is not just lower bills. It is the chance to finally get ahead, even if just a little. But these numbers only tell part of the story. The path to real savings comes with its own set of risks and trade-offs, and not everyone will find the road as smooth as the spreadsheets suggest. Dreams of affordable mobile living come with hard boundaries that cannot be ignored. The Tesla megacharger network, while expanding, is still tightly clustered along major freight corridors. Interstate 5, 80, and 95 carry most of the coverage. Retirees looking to escape to the quiet corners of the Southwest or the deep woods of the Midwest will find wide stretches with no fast charging in reach. Between 200 and 300 miles between stations is not rare, making spontaneous travel risky for anyone relying on a single battery charge. Campground access is not guaranteed either. State parks and private RV resorts often enforce strict vehicle weight limits, some cap entries at 12,000 pounds or 14,000 pounds. A fully outfitted Tesla semi-based camper, even before adding water or personal belongings, can push close to or above these thresholds. That means many scenic sites, especially older weight-restricted campgrounds, could be off limits, no matter how advanced the vehicle. Ongoing costs can also add up. Insurance for a heavy, high-tech RV is rarely cheap, and maintenance for a complex electric drive system is an open question, especially once the original warranty expires. And while the $12,990 price tag has fueled excitement, it remains an estimate from industry analysts, not a number Tesla has put on record. As of now, Tesla has not accepted deposits, nor has it opened any official reservation channel. The Federal Trade Commission warns consumers to avoid third-party websites or social media offers promising early access or discounted reservations. These are almost always scams. Only trust Tesla's official site for any future purchase or deposit requests. For anyone considering this path, the promise of financial freedom has to be weighed against the real-world limits of infrastructure, regulation, and the risk of misinformation. The dream is powerful, but the details matter. Right now, the gap between 10 years of rent, over $216,000, and the promise of a $12,990 mobile sanctuary isn't just math. It's leverage in a world where housing insecurity is the new normal. But until Tesla officially sets the price and solves charging gaps, don't fall for imitators or scams. For millions squeezed by rising costs, the next move isn't about wheels, it's about reclaiming freedom. Drop your thoughts below.